Hi, I'm Kristen Johnston with Jeffrey Gurian, and you're watching Comedy Matters, and it does. Comedy matters, and then you know what? Comedy does matter.
It completely matters. You
All right,
look
what
great
do you
tonight.
want, darling? I got to host this.
Okay, I know you're hosting. How did you get involved with the new group that they gave you the honor of being a host? Not that, I mean, you certainly deserve it, but I mean, it's
Thank
fantastic. You and Frank?
Well, I have been in two of their very big productions. One of them, it's an evening honoring Wallace Shawn tonight.
Yes.
So I was in one of his shows, Aunt Dan and Lemon, at the new group, and I was also on their Broadway production of The Women.
I'll tell you what I'm most interested about, and I know you're in a hurry, but I think it's so wonderful. You work with women in self-esteem, right? About self-esteem.
Yeah.
Could you say something about that? I think it's so important.
Yeah,
Self-empowerment and self-esteem is incredible.
Well, I think that there's very little for young women today in terms of self-esteem, and that worries me. I don't have kids myself, but I can't imagine what it must be like to be a young woman and watch The Hills and the Desperate Housewives and all that stuff. You know, not Real Housewives. You know, all those things that we're exposed to. If you really think about it, and I'm not some like feminist, but all the women on most of them are pretty much knuckleheads. So I get a little upset about that, and I actually am writing a book right now that's coming out next year called Guts, and a lot of it's about self-esteem for young women and stuff like that. You
actually went through a physical transformation yourself, if I'm correct. You lost about 60 pounds, is that correct?
Well, I actually, my stomach ruptured, and I died on the table in London. On the operating table, yeah. I had an ulcer. I didn't know I had an ulcer, and it burst, and I was in the hospital 2 months in London, so I lost a lot of weight.
How long ago was that?
4 years. But no one, I kept saying it, and everyone was like, no, you have anorexia, trust me. I'm like, I swear I don't. It's the one thing I don't have.
I mean, you've been trying to get it.
Everything else. Yeah, exactly. I did try once when I was in junior high, and I swear to God, after 4 hours, and I coughed up an eyelash, I was like, you know what? I got to get a Fruit Loop and read a book or something. It's too boring.
My nails. I wanted to do it because all the other kids, but I didn't know you're supposed to spit them out. So that cured me right away.
Oh, TMI.
So I know you're teaching at NYU still? You're teaching acting?
Yes, I teach acting, yeah.
Oh, that's wonderful.
Yeah.
I teach at NYU also.
What do you teach,
And I teach oral medicine and oral facial pain. You wouldn't believe it.
Oral medicine and oral facial pain.
I used to be a doctor before I was a comedy writer and a filmmaker.
Interesting.
And I stayed connected to the field. And in
I
terms
used to be addicted to painkillers.
Really?
So that's really...
Look what we have in common. And I used to write prescriptions.
That's what Guts is about.
Really?
Yeah. About fighting that. And
I'll tell you why I asked
sober now, obviously. Everyone.
I'll tell you why I asked about self-esteem.
Yeah.
Because I was
a young woman.
I used to be a young woman. I was a young black woman, as a matter of fact. And I realized it was so hard for me in society.
I thought your Adam's apple gave it away. Yeah.
Yes.
So what were you going to tell me?
I was a very severe stutterer until I was in my 20s. Well, it's about self-esteem and self-empowerment.
Yeah.
And I work with stutterers, and I teach them how not to stutter. And it's about, and I think acting does that as well.
Yeah.
As an actor, you have to learn to lose your self-consciousness, and it helps you build self-esteem and feel empowered to go out on
stage. You see, most acting teachers are terrible, honestly. Some of them are brilliant, okay? But most are failed actors, or, you know, there's a bitterness or something. The ones that I had were not so good long ago, okay? So, and they would say things like...
Those who can do and those who can't teach.
Well, but yes, exactly. But they would say, I was told twice that I would never going to make it, that I should not do it. I mean, you know, how dare you? So that's why I try to be the teacher I never had, which it's like, it's not my business to tell you what's going to happen, because I don't know. But it is my business to try to help you become the best you can be. And then God will take it from there, or whoever, you know. Whether you make it or not is a conversation with Jesus. I don't know. I'm out of that one.
I'm so glad I got a chance to talk to you tonight. You're absolutely wonderful.